Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another fight prediction video. In this video, I'll be predicting some of the key fights for PFL 2021 event number 5, McDonald versus Tibau. So without further ado, let's just hop right into these predictions. And first off, I'm gonna apologize about the noise and the audio from the jump. But yeah, let's just get into it. You gotta predict it when you can predict it. I'm not in the best setting, but I'm getting these predictions out there. So in our first fight that I'm predicting, we have in the light heavyweight division, Antonio Carlos Jr. versus Vinny Magalhaes. So this one right here, you got two high-level BJJ black belts. If it was a pure BJJ match competition, I would pick Vinny Magalhaes. I would predict Magalhaes to win the one. Would I win pick by submission? No, I'd probably be by like a point, probably like 3 points to beat Carlos Jr. in a BJJ match, a BJJ competition. But this is not BJJ. This is MMA, and I feel like Carlos Jr. is just a more fleshed out fighter, more durable fighter, overall better fighter in this one. I feel like he can neutralize the grappling of Magalhaes, probably even take out, score takedowns on Magalhaes, win the takedown battle, control the top position, and not make it a BJJ match, but make it an MMA match. And from those, like the guard, be land ground and pound, land elbows, and then smother Magalhaes on top, and really be able to neutralize most of his submission attempts. Then on the feet, really, if I could see Junior just being the bigger, more durable fighter, landing the heavier shots, and taking the better and deal them out better than against Magalhaes, who Magalhaes has always been very chinny. And now going against a bigger fighter in I'm all messing the name up, Antonio Carlos Jr., a bigger fighter with another high pedigree in BJJ. That BJJ route isn't there as much for Magalhaes. He does have a sneaky little head kick that he is able to land a couple times in fights, but rare and far in between. Can't really rely on that against Junior, and I feel like Junior's gonna be defensively sound enough. And again, I'm not saying Junior is some super technical striker. I just think I give him a striking edge by a smidgen in technical. Durability is a big factor. That power is a big factor in that. So like he could take much better damage than Magalhaes, can dish out heavier shots than Magalhaes. So basically, he can win the battle of wear and tear in this one on the feet. So like I said, I feel to sum this whole prediction up, I feel like even though Magalhaes is the better grappler, I feel like Carlos Jr. can neutralize the grappling, or make it neutral, or really in MMA, I'll grapple him in the sense of MMA grappling. I'll grapple Magalhaes in that sense. But on the feet and overall, I think Carlos Jr. is gonna be able to find Magalhaes without much issue, be able to land clean shots on Magalhaes consistently, be able to break him down and put him out. And I think that chin is not gonna be there that chin's not gonna be there for Magalhaes. Or his chin's not gonna be there. His glass chin's not gonna be there to maintain him in this fight. And I see him getting knocked out in the first round. So in this one, I got Antonio Carlos Jr. via first round TKO. Now to our next fight, we have in the light heavyweight division, not heavyweight, light heavyweight division, Cesar Ferreira versus Chris Camozzi. And now I see this one right here. I think Ferreira is better everywhere. I think Camozzi got a little bit of a better gas tank. But really to the point with this one, I think the biggest issues with Camozzi in this one, fight IQ to an extent, footwork, bad habits, takedown defense, grappling. So like all those things right there. When I look at his fight against Sordi, yes, he had a good second round against Sordi, but really Sordi could have took him down and just laid on him for 3 rounds without much issue. Like he really could have. The first round he wanted to strike him a little bit. And then when Camozzi started to get off a little bit, he just started taking him down with ease and being able to just lay and control him on the ground without issue. Second round, tried to strike with him too much. It was a little bit tired after that first round. And Camozzi got off. But as soon as Sordi was able to regain himself, was easily able to reverse position, put him on his back, control him. Then third round, took him down as soon as the round started and laid on him the whole third round. So there's clearly an issue with Camozzi. And the issue I see with Camozzi is not only is his takedown defense not the best already, it's a bad habit of him to go straight back when pressure. It's not a dumb or a poor decision. Actually, it's intelligent to move away from danger or avoid danger. But it's not, when you're in a fight in a cage or in a ring, going straight back is a recipe for disaster. Or on a wrestling match, going straight back, anything form of combat, going straight back is just not the thing to do. Especially not just straight back. You can maybe go straight back for like 2 steps, but just straight back, that's all you know. That's the only direction you know how to go. That's going to get you with your back against the cage and allow you to be set up for easy takedowns, or put you in position to give your opponent easy takedowns. And that's why he ends up on his back so much, and it's so easy to get him to the ground when he goes against any decent or great grappler. And I'm not saying Ferreira is some super great grappler, but he is a BJJ black belt. He does have some credible wins over fighters and been able to take them down, control them, and beat them to decision or tap them out. And with this one, I feel, like I said, striking is relatively even. I think Ferreira's a little more explosive, Camozzi a little more composed. But I feel like I said, that habit is going to allow Ferreira to slam him with body kicks to the body, front kicks, push him back, pressure him, and Camozzi's back going to touch that cage or touch that little mark on the ground right before you get to the cage, which is going to give him that put him in perfect takedown range, which will allow Ferreira to initiate clinches or score takedowns from that position. And from there, I can see him just grinding out an easy decision over Camozzi, but I feel like he's going to go for the finish, especially in this tournament where you get points based off finishing. And Camozzi submission defense has historically not been the greatest, and Ferreira is a high-level black belt, so I'll see him getting submission. I'll see him being able to get easy takedown pressure, push him back, take him down, work him, break him down, and then tap him out. I think first round is going to be more of a filling out process, see what his reaction, see his tendencies, pepper him up, bust him up a little bit. Second round, rinse, repeat, and then get him to react, take advantage, tap him out in that second round. So in this one, I got Cesar Ferreira via second round submission. Now to our next fight, we have in the light heavyweight division, Emiliano Sordi versus Dan Spohn. And with this one, he got Dan Spohn, a guy who got a nice frame. He's like 6'4", big dude, but his skills really ain't all that great. His striking got some power, but technically, you see little flashes of clean technique, but overall, nothing really to write home about his striking. Grappling defense, I mean, his offensive grappling at points had looked pretty decent, but so far, all of his grappling has been looking really questionable. Especially, he's been making everybody look like a D1 wrestler as far as taking him down. Like, he gives up takedowns way too easily. And been seeing him get tapped out, put to sleep. See him lose decisions based on somebody scoring takedowns, being able to control him on top, or be able to control him throughout the fight. But definitely seeing a lot of issues with his grappling defense, or yeah, especially his defense. Wrestling defense, grappling defense. Been seeing a lot of issues as of late. Chin always been a little bit suspect. And what I just seen, I think Emiliano Sordi is a much cleaner boxer. I can see him knocking him out. But I'm going to think in this one, he's going to go the smarter route. He's going to try to force a knockout. Because again, like I said, Spohn's not trash on the feet at all. He does have opportunities to land some counter shots on Sordi, who Sordi at times can be a little bit aggressive and can fall into counters. And Spohn does have power, so there's potential there. But I will see Sordi playing the smarter route. He also has a pretty solid ground game. And I feel like the path is on the ground. I feel like that's what Sordi's going to do, whether he drops him or takes him down or both. I feel like this fight's going to end on the ground, whether it be a TKO or a submission. I'm going to lean to like a submission. I feel like he's going to be the pressure Spohn, put him back, heavy pressure, heavy output, be able to put a jab in his face, come over the top with the overhand, and come in with some hooks, slip him around the side, and really just push Spohn on the back, be able to tag him, be able to buzz him, like whether he drops him or just buzz him, gets him off balance, or gets him stumbling, whether it's a drop or just a rock, and then take advantage of that, and the fight ends up on the ground, whether it's like this, a takedown or a knockdown, and then from there, controls on the top, lands heavy elbows, transitions, and just on there like body shots, head shots, breaking Spohn down, forcing Spohn to move and to defend himself, then taking his back, sinking in the rear naked choke, like taking his back, sinking in the hooks, pepper him up, then sinking in the rear naked choke, and tapping out in the very first round. So in this one, I have Emiliano Sordi via first round submission. And sorry again, my voice is all over the place. My words are all over the place, but you get what I'm saying. All right, now to the co-main event we have in the welterweight division, Ray Cooper III versus Nikolai Aleksakhin, And how I see this one right here between the Cooper III versus Aleksakhin. I think Ray Cooper has a solid skill set, definitely a lot of power, underrated wrestling and jiu-jitsu. But I think Aleksakhin has not top notch. I'm not going to say this yet. Top notch takedown defense and top notch submission and grappling defense. Definitely wouldn't say that, but definitely good. I would say an 8 out of 10 as far as that. Not a 9 or 10, but an 8, maybe 8.1, 8.2. And I feel he can definitely neutralize the wrestling and grappling of Ray Cooper for the most part. So yeah, I can see him addressing the grappling of Cooper and really make him to pay. I see when Cooper tries to go for these takedowns, be able to stuff them and make him pay every single time with digging knees to the body, stuff and takedown, then spinning off and continue to move and outstrike Cooper. I think he's a much faster, much fluid striker. I think he's the higher level striker. I do give Cooper the BJJ advantage, and I don't know about wrestling advantage. Might give him a slim wrestling advantage, but I think that's the case that Aleksakhin doesn't choose to use his wrestling offensively as much. It's more so defensively, and he chooses to strike. And in a lot of cases, he's the better striker in the fight. And in this case, he is the better striker in this fight. And I think in most cases he is. That's why he doesn't use his wrestling or nothing as much as offensively. Is more so defensively. So again, I feel like he could neutralize Cooper's wrestling and grappling approach without much issue. Don't feel much more fluid, a greater arsenal of strikes, better reads and better understanding, better of the situations in the ring that are present. I do have one knock on Aleksakhin as far as in this fight, and really any fight. You're going against a guy like Cooper who's going to have a lot of power, and definitely no slouch in the striking. He could be a little more clean with his shots, and if he was, along with that power, might actually pick this fight for Cooper. Because one thing I see with Aleksakhin is that good footwork, he can circle real well. But at sometimes when he gets his back near that cage, he kind of gets stuck there, and people go find it straight down the middle, and he kind of circles to it at times, and it's there to be hit. And he has been hurt or at least been buzzed in those positions in a couple of his fights. I feel like against a power puncher like Cooper, if Cooper's able to get a read on that and be like clean and crisp down, like straight, short window, right on the button, just turn right into it and land it short and clean, he'd be able to tag Aleksakhin, might be able to get a knockout right in his cage. But outside of that, with his typical approach, I think Cooper's going to get his takedown stuff. As far as I'm striking, I think he's going to be a step behind Aleksakhin. I think Aleksakhin is able to move, be versatile, outstrike him, beat him to the punch, beat him to the kick, and be out of there, and not be there, to be in a firefight or anything with Cooper. And I think over the course of the fight, stuffing the takedowns, tacking to the body, I think he's able to just tire Cooper out and outwork him to a decision. So in this one, I got Nikolai Aleksakhin via decision. Now to our main event, we have in the welterweight division, Rory McDonald versus Gleison Tibau. And let's just be honest, why is this fight even made? It's because this is PFL and it's a tournament. Outside of a tournament, this fight would never be made. In the UFC, this fight would never be made unless, I don't know, Rory McDonald was just going through it and Tibau all of a sudden just had put two fights together. And even then, that's a stretch. At welterweight, you only see Tibau put any credible wins, real credible standout wins together. Maybe some lower tier fighters, some up and coming fighters, some young fighters, or some fading fighters. Tibau might be able to beat and put two wins together, but any real credible fighter at welterweight right now will run through Tibau, and really any credible fighter at lightweight, top 15 will run through Tibau. So this fight really would not be made. Or like I said, maybe McDonald will be going through and he would kind of fall down, or maybe Tibau will step in on short notice. But this fight is a very slim chance to none chance that this fight would ever be made in any league or organization. The only reason it is happening because this is PFL, like I said, and it's a tournament. So McDonald versus Tibau. Tibau has some power. He definitely has credible skills in BJJ. Has fought a lot of fights. We had like the most fights in UFC history. Experienced guy, been around the block. Dangerous for sure. Most of his career lightweight, a huge lightweight. But going against McDonald, McDonald will be the bigger man, stronger man, younger man, more technical man, and relatively speaking, all skills, putting all things together and it being an MMA fight. As a matter of fact, and probably even a pure grappling match, McDonald probably would beat Tibau at this very moment. But especially put all things together, McDonald beats Tibau anywhere he wants. He can go out there, score takedowns, and bust Tibau up in his own guard, get him to tap out or turtle up and tap him out. Or on the feet, can just put a striking clean on him and get him out there early. And with this one, I think he's going to keep Tibau behind the jab, be able to pepper him up, bust him up, and then be able to follow behind with the two and put him out early on in this fight, probably within under 3 minutes. Box him up, slip that two in there, drop him, follow him to the ground, and just finish off with some heavy ground and pound and put him out, like I said, in under 3 minutes in that first round. So in this one, I have Rory McDonald via first round TKO. And that concludes my fight predictions for some of the key fights for PFL 2021, event number 5, McDonald versus Tibau. And as always, thanks for watching.